I am having a godchild and need a present. I would like to get him some Bitcoin, giving his parents half the seed phrase and the other half when he is 18 years old. Is it too long term, or do you think Bitcoin is good for this distance? Super interesting question. Before we jump into a really cool solution for that, this is a time for a lot of self-custody, a lot of time to make sure you have everything off the exchanges. There's some more smoke, even though there might be only a 1% chance after everything we've been through this year. Be very, very careful. Be your own custodian. But let's talk about timeframes too. Like if you're going 18 years out or 10 years out, it's very difficult to tell where things are going to be. But it might be a very good idea. So first of all, there are a few risks related to your strategy. And I don't think you are giving Bitcoin to your godchild can go the distance. Of course it can, but there are risks, especially with how you plan to split up the seed like that. That is the number one item. It's a huge risk that you lose the order of the seeds. And this is why we are not a big fan of cutting up the seed words and putting them in different places. When you go back to assemble them again, if you mess up the order, your Bitcoins are lost forever. Everybody, I'll repeat that. Do not mess up the order of your seed. Now, also, some math here. If you have 12 words in your seed, there's actually 479 million ways to order 12 words, 12 factorial. With 24 words, there are 620 sextillion ways to order the words, 24 factorial. You will not figure this out. So the second risk is you're risking that both your godchild and his parents won't screw up over the course of time. Say your godchild is 10 years old, that means you have to trust that over the next 8 years, they won't lose the seed words. And that's a lot of time. A lot of stuff can happen. A lot of catastrophes can happen. And just be careful of that. The third issue is the seed phrases are too exposed. When your godchild and his parents, the seed, how can you ensure that they will take the proper steps to secure it? If one of the parties isn't careful, you risk exposing the seed. But good news is we have a little answer, and there's a cool little trick, and that is a strategy centered around time-locked addresses. And Bitcoin has the ability to be frozen in a time-locked address. And these addresses restrict the spending of the Bitcoin within them until a specified future time measured in block height. That means that you can set up an address that is set to unlock, for example, on your godchild's 18th birthday. And that means any Bitcoin that is sent to this address is locked from being spent until that day. And most of the major wallets have this ability, including Trezor and Ledger. So check it out. And in full disclosure, I actually use both now. Now, the better alternative for your strategy here is this. And first of all, really implement this properly. First, generate a time-locked address in which will unlock your godchild's 18th birthday and send Bitcoins to this address. Take the private keys to that address or the seed to the wallet and encrypt it. Then put the encrypted keys into a trust and have the trust be made available to your godchild on his 18th birthday. These aren't that expensive or difficult to set up. And encrypting the keys and putting this into a trust means that even if the trust provider looks inside the file, they won't be able to do anything with it because it's encrypted and they don't have the password. And give the password that you use to encrypt the keys to your godchild's parents, or if you can trust them enough, give it to your godchild. And keep a backup of the password to decrypt the keys in case they lose it. And when your godchild is 18, he will be able to access the trust and retrieve the encrypted keys and use the password you gave him to decrypt the data. Then use the keys to unlock the Bitcoin. And this strategy is a much better way to do it. You have mitigated risks and, again, fun time. I really like the way you're thinking with this. What a cool gift. And I hope many others can actually do this. But remember, have your security tight.